Eddie Murphy month continues with week 24 of Viewlittle. I'm Frank.
Nobody told me there'd be a dragon.
A bug just fell on your shoulder.
It's not a bug.
No.
It's a piece of my headphone thing. This part, and it fell out.
Okay, sorry.
It's
Well, bugs aside, my name is Finn.
Hey, were there bugs in this movie?
Yeah. Not speaking ones. They were crickets.
There were crickets and there were bees.
They're
Are bees bugs?
Bees aren't bugs. They got wings.
Okay.
Ain't no such thing as a winged bug.
What?
Bugs just crawlies.
I don't know if that's true. Is that factual?
No. Bugs have wings.
I thought so.
I feel like I should pivot and say all bugs have wings. Because I feel like that's true.
Yes.
Have you never seen a bug without
A
wings?
stick bug.
They got them wings. They're just a little...
What?
They're stuck.
That's not true.
Well, they tend to stick together. Okay, I'm sorry.
All right. Let's get out of this. We're in a whirlpool right now.
Yeah,
We're being
yeah.
sucked down to the bottom of the ocean. And we're going to break that current by talking about the 25th anniversary of Dr. Dolittle month. And we're going to talk about Dr. Dolittle 2. We just watched Dolittle 2020, and then we watched Dr. Dolittle 2, 2001. Another good pairing. Can I say that?
I mean, I was not there for Dolittle
Yeah,
today.
let's start by getting that out of the way. Let's talk Dolittle.
I was struggling.
I was struggling too. I was in and out.
Yeah.
One thing that I've noticed with Dolittle 2020, the thing that I'll say about it today, whenever you're between realms as you're watching it, as you're passing from this realm to the next and back, the editing helps you live in that realm of unexistence. Because you keep coming in and out on these ridiculous cuts, and like you see the same scene take place from like 4 angles so that they can have the re-edits that they did to try to make it make sense, and it becomes even more insane.
It was just a rough one today.
It was a rough one today.
I was pretty cognizant for the dragon, and I gotta see Stubbins' weird poses again.
I found a new great goof.
You did find a new great goof.
I wasn't talking to the squid in its tank in the opening. It inks into the tank whenever Dolittle mentions the Eden tree, and then in the background over Moodfly's shoulder you can see the tank is full of ink, and then in the next shot when it cuts back the tank is completely clear. So that ink really dissipated really fast, like in 0.1 second.
Yeah.
Great goof.
One of the guards in Rizzuli's, it might have been because I was between realm, but he's like in a green getup and he looked like a wizard. It looked like he had a wizard hat on.
We never saw him again after you said, "Oh, look, a wizard." So I actually don't know who you're talking about. I'm not sure if
there
that
were
was
two
like an
guys, there's
apparition.
one in like a red turban, there's one in the green turban. One in the green turban. It might have been because I was just like coming to,
Right.
but like the way his turban was wrapped looked like a wizard's hat. That's all I gotta say about Dolittle. I don't recommend it. And
No, don't recommend it.
I didn't enjoy it today.
No, week 24 was a rough one for Dolittle. However, it did set the stage nicely for Dr. Dolittle 2. So let's talk about Dr. Dolittle 2. We'll give the brief rundown here. Released in 2001 in theaters on June 22nd. So we're coming up on the 22nd anniversary of Dr. Dolittle 2.
That's good.
It had a runtime of 87 minutes. The budget was $70 million, and it drew in a box office of $176.1 million. So it did all right. It was directed by Steve Carr, and his film of note is probably Paul Blart Mall Cop. That'll be one. That'll be one that people...
Yeah, write that one down.
Yeah, write that one down. So that's probably... Yeah.
Anything else? Is that
Daddy Daycare, he came back with... That's another Eddie Murphy.
Oh, yeah, Daddy Daycare.
2003. They returned
I
with
remember
that one.
liking that one as a kid.
I'm
Was
not
Steve Zahn in Daddy Daycare too?
I believe he was. So that's another connection.
Daddy Daycare as well.
Right, not Daddy Daycare 2, which I think there is a Daddy Daycare 2.
There is a Daddy Daycare.
Should we talk Dr. Dolittle 2 2001 plot, or should we talk characters real quick?
I have no preference. We could say plot.
All right, let's run through the plot.
Okay, it opens and it's really funny for 20 minutes. And then they introduce the plot, which is
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
I mean, to go more into it, Dolittle's really famous, and he's having troubles with his oldest daughter, who's
Much like the first movie, it opens as like a family drama.
Yeah.
This one also opens as like a family drama.
and it's really funny.
Dramedy.
For like 20 minutes, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. And you could also say Dr. Dolittle sort of focuses on Maya, the youngest daughter,
Yeah.
and her connection with her father. And this one is very much focused on Charisse, the older daughter,
Yeah.
and her connection with Eddie Murphy, her father, John Dolittle. The main plot of the movie gets introduced, which is...
Okay, there are two main plots this time. His relationship with Charisse, who just turned 16, has a boyfriend, and you know, you gotta keep an eye on him. And
dad joke stuff.
she is like acting strange and having a hard time connecting with John. The second plot is the Beaver Mafia. He's like contacted
The
by
god Beaver.
Yeah, by a possum and a raccoon who are representing the god beaver, which was a funny joke. He meets with the god beaver and he's like, hey, the forest is about to be torn down. So he goes to save the forest, and the only way he can do it is if he gets Archie, which is a Pacific bear. What was it?
Pacific Western bear. It's a made-up species of bear for this movie.
Okay.
So it's
It's a grizzly.
yeah, it's some kind of big grizzly looking bear. It looks sort of like the bear on the California state flag,
Yeah.
if you have a bear in mind,
But
which I think is just a grizzly.
I have no
I don't
idea.
know. I don't know enough about bear
I'm not-
species. Apologies.
So this Grizz, Archie needs to have babies with another Pacific Northwest bear or whatever. And if they do, the area will be protected and they won't be able to
Right.
harvest it.
Because there's one Pacific Western bear living within this forest land. And so since it's an endangered species, the activists want it protected, but the logging company and the courts have ruled that because there's only one bear and it's a female, it can't reproduce on its own. So it's not going to survive anyway. So there's no reason to protect the forest.
Which I don't know what that is, how that would happen.
Well, you know what they say.
Yep, I know what they say.
Yeah.
So the whole movie, the whole plot is basically he's trying to teach Archie how to become a real bear so he can procreate.
Seduce this woodland bear.
One thing that I feel like needs to be addressed is like the bear that was cast as the girl bear is very bizarre looking. Like it's like
The actual bear.
the actual bear, like very soft. It's very weird to me.
I don't know if it's just the bear is kind of has fluffy, scruffy fur, or
Yeah.
if they scruffed it up on purpose to be like, now it will look sort of like a wild bear. But it sort of has like
It looks-
layers of fluff.
and very feminine, I guess.
Yeah,
It's very
yeah.
bizarre. Anyway, so that's like the main plot, and there's only one real side plot, and that's the Charisse bit. There's like tension between him and his wife. That's not really.
That's sort of played for jokes with or like played for similarities with the bears. Dr. Dolittle having to be a love doctor, but being bad at it himself type thing.
Yeah,
Sort of playing off that.
and it's not as good as the first movie, like in that regard. So the main characters, the bear is the main character this time.
Archie the bear.
Yeah. Oh, there's a Lucky side plot too.
Yeah, Lucky.
briefly.
Lucky's in and out. He's the narrator, and he's a couple quips now and again. And he also is trying to fall in love with a wolf.
And then the youngest daughter is like shown trying to speak to animals over and over again.
Right.
But that's all she's used for. The wife is a lawyer, apparently.
Yes. I don't remember if she was a lawyer in the first movie or not.
I don't think she was.
She was something professional, wasn't she?
I have no idea. And then gone is the like doctor drama, like all the office people from the first movie.
Right, because they take us into the woods with this god beaver.
Mm-hmm.
They get us out of the hospital. Much smaller human cast, I think
Yeah.
we can say.
And then also, like, Lucky was the main character, and so was the tiger, but I feel like the bear overshadows both of them.
Yeah, definitely has a bigger role in this one.
Nope, that's my phone that I never mute. So Steve Zahn plays the bear, voices the bear. He is okay. I was really nervous when he first was introduced because I'm like, wow, he's annoying. But the more it went on, the more I'm like, oh, he's kind of likable.
Yeah, it ended up working. I was very nervous when it first started. I was like, oh gosh, this is a interesting casting choice. I don't think it's going to work. But this city pampered show bear, it actually ended up working. He won me over.
Part of it is like, so there's so many jokes in the beginning by the bear, and they all sucked. And then once the jokes started to land, that's when I'm like, okay.
Yeah. It took him a while to get revved up.
Eddie Murphy's amazing.
Eddie Murphy's very good.
Yeah, so funny.
He's very good.
I think I am convinced that he makes any movie better.
You did mention you want a Eddie Murphy Dr. Dolittle reboot.
Yeah, because like I think it would be really easy to do, and it doesn't really need any. Like all you need is Eddie Murphy talking to animals and people and being himself, and it's funny.
I did read that he doesn't like animals.
That's really funny.
So whenever he would have to be on set or handling an animal, he would really not enjoy that and freaked out by it.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah, so these bears, we're just gonna spoil it, right?
Yeah.
Archie wins over Ava finally.
Yeah, Ava's
the wild bear
by Phoebe from Friends.
Lisa
Kudrow.
Norm Macdonald returns as Lucky.
Yeah, he needed more to do.
Eddie Murphy returns as Dr. Dolittle. Kristen Wilson returns as Lisa Dolittle, the wife and lawyer. Raven returns as Charisse, the eldest daughter. Kyla returns as Maya, the younger daughter.
They replaced the guinea pig with a chameleon, and the chameleon was equally bad.
Jacob Vargas voiced Pepito, the chameleon.
Also not very good.
Not as bad as the guinea pig, because he didn't have individual cutaway moments.
No, he was always interacting with everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Rock was pretty horrible.
In the first one.
Yeah, when he's not with other people, like when he's just ad-libbing on the mic. Not very funny. So, plot points. The bear's struggling to adjust, and that's like 80% of the movie.
Dolittle trying to help this fish out of water bear.
And there's a bunch of like zany
learn how
situations.
to live in the wild wilderness.
The bad guys. So if the bear comes back into town or goes in the city limits at all, the like probation period or whatever ends.
I guess we should mention that the courtroom plays a big role in this.
Yeah, we kind of just
Dolittle and his wife petition the court to ask them for time to help a bear reintegrate into the wild so they can save this species of bear and prevent. So they want the logging company to have to stop for a month. So the court allows it under the condition that the bear doesn't roam into the city limits and interact with people, because that could be dangerous. And so the logging company lawyer is like, "Oh, here's a opportunity. We can."
He literally raises his eyebrow.
Oh,
okay. I feel like the lawyer. I thought he was pretty funny.
I thought so too. I thought he was.
The
great.
other two human characters is there's the bad lawyer and then the bad logger man.
Yes. So Jeffrey Jones plays Joseph Potter. That's the logging industry magnate.
He's in a lot of stuff. He is like recognizable, but he's not a big name, if that makes sense.
Here's his hits right off the top: Amadeus, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Beetlejuice, The Hunt for Red October, The Devil's Advocate, Deadwood.
Oh my goodness!
So
he is the dad in Beetlejuice. He is the principal in Ferris Bueller. So he's in a lot of like really big like character roles, I guess.
And then the lawyer is played by Kevin Pollak.
He's another one of those people.
Yes. Here's a few right off the top: A Few Good Men, Grumpy Old Men, Grumpier Old Men, The Usual Suspects, Casino, End of Days. So you might know him.
Yes, I do.
They play off each other well. They're good villains. Once again, I think they get the villains right. This Dr. Dolittle franchise.
I think what's refreshing about villains is when they're just bad.
Yeah.
They're just the bad guys, and that's really refreshing. And then finally, Charisse has a boyfriend.
Right.
Eric, who's played by Lil Zane.
He's a rapper.
Yeah, I do not recognize him. But he was also pretty funny.
Yeah, he was fun because of his interactions with Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy's just funny when he's interacting with humans. So,
and, it was pretty softball stuff, like being the overbearing dad type.
I'm going to keep my eye on you. He's like, I can talk to the birds.
Right.
It's a good line.
I got eyes everywhere.
Correct me up. There's a bizarre scene where Eric, he sets up a picnic and it's just like a bunch of fast food.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like advertising inserts.
Yeah.
Like, if we put Burger King and KFC in our movie.
In bags clearly labeled.
Yeah. Laid out as a picnic. And then the animals interrupting. Which, at that point, huge spoiler, Charisse is revealed at the end of the movie that she can talk to animals.
Yeah.
So at that point, she's able to hear the animals scheming to break up this
That's really
picnic,
funny.
but that's never really addressed. She's just trying to ignore them.
That's really funny in hindsight.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's her arc. Her arc ends with her talking to the bear and inadvertently revealing that she can speak to animals, and then they like become friends. Her and her dad.
She didn't want to be a weirdo, so she was trying to drown it out by always listening to loud music and pulling away in that way.
One of the funniest scenes in the movie was the opening scene where he's trying to talk to his daughter, and he's like, I had to call her in my own house.
Charisse, open the door.
That was all good. Let's see. What are we missing? Oh, so yeah, the plot is that they're trying to get the bears to mate, and finally it works. Archie impresses Ava.
They fall in love.
And then he's shot.
How does he do it? By walking out on a log that's suspended over a high gorge that has a bee hive on the end of it.
Yeah.
Full of delicious honey.
As a quick aside, there's a lot of the like bad lawyer being a voyeur, like just constantly watching the bear, but not just like commenting on it. Was really funny.
Yeah, it was.
Because he didn't really do anything. He's just like, oh, he's gonna fall. He's never gonna... It's very funny. So he's about to chase the Ava, and they're going to go have kids, but he gets shot in the butt by a tranq dart, and he's dragged into town.
Set up that to make it look like he broke into a house.
And then they try to fight in court, and their only witness is a weasel. And that joke's really funny.
We love the weasel.
all the Forest Mafia are like, well, we have a witness, but he's a weasel. He's a bit of a weasel.
Well, that's okay.
He's like,
who is he? No, he's a weasel.
And then the weasel is...
I'll tell you, but I'm gonna need that watch.
So you are a weasel.
You are a weasel.
I think that's the thing about this. Like, is it a good movie? No, but there's enough parts that made me laugh that I felt entertained.
Yep. Speaking of laughing, real quick, let's interrupt for the rip count.
The rip. So Dolittle's meeting with the bad guys to like try to make a deal, so there's still like land for the animals. And then Archie interrupts it, unbeknownst to the bad guys.
Dolittle ducks him into the restaurant bathroom. And Archie says to him that he wants to be a wild bear, and he's going to get Ava to fall in love with him, and he knows how. He knows his final show,
which is
to go get the
beehive.
The beehive.
And then suddenly he realizes he has to poop.
Yeah, because he ate a bunch of ice cream. And so hilarity ensues of Dolittle being trapped in this tiny bathroom with a bear who's about to take a big dump.
It is actually really funny. The way the bear squats on the toilet.
Dolittle trying to open the window.
The fact that there's an actual bear in this small room. Yeah. Like, the reason it works is because it's real. Like, like there's a real bear in there and it feels very uncomfortable. And then there were 8 farts.
We got 8 rips.
8
for
rips.
that one scene.
But the window. Him open. Oh, that window doesn't open too high. Oh no, that's not high enough at all. Yeah. So Archie he seduces Ava. He's captured, brought back to town,
Framed.
And the next plot is Dolittle convinces all the animals in the world to go on strike.
This is ridiculous. Animals can't organize.
The animals have organized. All the one-liners from the bad guys in that were so funny.
The way it syncs up with the news reporter. All over the world, animals have organized.
And then the mice come in and he like shoos them away. He's like, organized animals.
The animals organize all over the world. And
there's a montage of like
the animal organization montage is very good. I really enjoyed it.
I did too. There's like a dog owner who throws a frisbee and his dog just like watches it.
They all say strike.
They all say
Strike. Cows don't produce milk. SeaWorld orcas don't jump through hoops.
Yeah, that one was the weakest because they're slaves.
Yeah, they are slaves.
The chickens like throwing their eggs at the farmer.
And then, of course, you have all of the woodland creatures terrorizing the logging company magnate and his lawyer.
Isn't there like a movie all about that, like Furry Vengeance, with like Brendan Fraser?
I don't know. I've never heard of it, but it sounds cool.
It does not sound cool. Yeah, that's a movie, 2010. Okay, and then finally they call a meeting between the two sides with Dolittle as a mediator. And basically, I don't understand that because it's like, why would they give him anything?
Well, they sort of end up not giving him anything, right?
Yeah.
So
he like offers them a contract and the raccoon pees on it. And then it ends, there's a lot of weird voyeurism. I feel like that needs to be said. Anytime characters are about to kiss or make out or do anything like that, they're animals or people watching them. And it's very weird.
Yeah, there is a lot of that.
There's a lot of, there's like 4 different voyeurism scenes.
And it's mostly trying to build around this idea of like Dolittle being this love doctor for this bear.
Another really funny scene is where he goes on a rant about how you have to be an alpha male.
The alpha male rant is really good.
It was so funny.
Great moment.
The joke afterwards isn't as funny, but
it's not. But the rant itself was
really funny. But yeah, I'm definitely of the opinion that if you just put Eddie Murphy into Dolittle, 2020's Dolittle, if you make him Dolittle, I think the movie is better.
There's no denying it. And he's probably happier because he doesn't have to act alongside real animals.
No. That's what I'm saying. If you do a reboot of Dolittle, Dr. Dolittle, you just do all CG animals.
Or you have really cool puppets or something.
My question is it cheaper to do CG? Because I know you can do more.
I imagine it is cheaper and easier than having to like train animals to have to do stuff. I imagine just being easier is a lot of it. Like, you can make a bear stand anywhere you want. And then if you watch it and go, oh, I didn't really like that, you can make him stand somewhere else instead.
Yeah, that's fair. Because like overall, the real animals look really good.
Yeah,
because they're real.
Yeah.
There's like a couple moments where you see their like mouths moving and you're like, that doesn't look good. But for the most part, these movies look better than Dolittle.
Yeah, I agree.
And the first one,
there's no uncanny valley that you have to get over, or at least
less of one.
Yeah.
And the first one, they had like practicals a lot of times, and those looked better to me as well.
Yeah, some of that could be the screen we were watching it on, because I do think that some of the puppets looked a little mangy in the first one.
They did.
Of Lucky.
That's fair.
The Lucky puppets. But I didn't notice that in the second one, really.
I don't think they really used them. If they did, I didn't notice.
I didn't notice any puppets at all, actually.
Was this one also Creature Shop?
I don't know. There's no mention on Wikipedia.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Animated engineering? Yeah, so it doesn't look like it was the same. And that's probably why there are no
puppets.
Yep. It was probably more, yeah. There does say that there's animatronic animals in this.
I imagine some of the bear stuff like the close-up
Yeah,
stuff. Maybe the bathroom even.
maybe.
I don't know.
I didn't notice that at all.
The crocodile. Oh no, maybe not. Because remember, there's the poster that says the crocodile was from Colorado, and his name is, drumroll please, Morris.
Morris?
Yeah, he starred in Happy Gilmore, Dr. Dolittle 2, and dozens more movies.
Oh, okay.
He's a Colorado gator.
That's awesome.
He's a 500-pound alligator.
Steve Irwin made an appearance.
Steve Irwin made a really funny appearance.
A really funny cameo.
It's a really good cameo. That was part of the open, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that Steve Irwin movie?
Oh yeah. What was that movie? That was sweet.
Like Global.
That movie was awesome. There's something with like an asteroid or something. Or no. What's the crisis?
Like I don't remember. I remember
It's
it
like a
being
spy movie, but with Crocodile Hunter. With Steve Irwin.
Collision Course.
Collision Course, yeah. Collision Course rules. I love that movie.
All I remember about, so we watched that like.
There's a guy who dabs on top of a van. One of the villains. When they're trying to, like, there's a scene where it looks like he's dabbing.
We watched that like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Because it's like World Cup.
Was it part of the World Cup?
I think we watched it the night before the World Cup. Because me and TJ slept over, right?
I don't remember. It was at John and Joe's.
Yeah. I think it was like 4 years ago-ish. But yeah, so Collision Course.
Collision Course. Great.
I don't remember too much of it because
What
I
year
was
was
in
that
and
from?
out. There's no way.
I'm curious because this one was 2001. And so I'm wondering when Collision Course
2002.
2002. So Steve Irwin got a taste for the narrative film. And he was like, this is great. I'm going to make my own.
God, that movie's so weird.
In this one, in Dr. Dolittle 2, Steve Irwin gets his arm bit off by an alligator. Steve, he knows you're coming. I can hear him. He knows your plan. He's waiting for you. Steve, I don't think you should.
I don't want to give away the surprise.
It's great. Great bit.
It was really good.
Oh, he's got my arm.
The crocodile is like, I'm gonna pretend like I don't know he's there, and then I'm going to turn and bite off his arm. Steve, I don't know if you should do this. He knows you're coming. So
It makes me laugh just thinking about it.
Funny. The first like 20 minutes were really good. It's the same as the first movie.
Yep.
That the first like 20 minutes were really, really funny.
Yeah, and then it sort of gets into the weird goofy plot where either you're into it or you're not.
Yeah. I mean, I think this movie is not as good as the first one.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
But I also liked it a lot, especially like talking through it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot. This is like what the one, like, would you recommend? Did you enjoy? Because that's a different question than asking if it is good.
Right, yeah. That's fair. And if you heard that horn, that's the buzzer for...
Oh, that's our new ad marketing.
Yeah.
So we have an ad finally. It's for Hank's Horns.
Hank's Horns.
That was old Hank back there.
Working the horns.
Working the horn. You know him.
Thanks, Hank.
Thank you. He's fired. He interrupted us.
Yeah, we told him we were recording. He was not supposed to blow the horns.
Yeah, not supposed to blow the horns. He really needs this job too, but this performance just isn't going to cut it.
Hank, you're out of here.
Anyway.
Anywho.
Do you have anything else to say about this movie?
I have a number of things. Should we just do comparisons?
Yeah, I think we should just do comparisons.
I agree. First of all, Godfather reference.
Godfather reference.
The ants in Dolittle 2020. The God Beaver in Dr. Dolittle 2.
The God Beaver's funnier.
The God Beaver is funnier and it's more important to the plot. Inserting the Godfather joke into regular Dolittle 2020 is weird.
Yeah.
Right? At least in this one, it's like, okay, this woodland mafia or whatever that has connections, so you can have them strike animals all over the world.
The joke was funny up until he met the beaver, but like the animals just coming up to him and be like, you gotta meet the God Beaver. Like, that was funny.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's another one.
There's a lot of them. Archie himself, the bear, he makes a joke about a polar bear. Oh, I can do a polar bear. Oh, I'm freezing cold.
Yeah.
Polar bear being cold. I mean, obviously that's low hanging fruit, but it's in both movies. So.
It is in both movies. We both looked at each other.
Yep. We've also got the bees buzzing. When he talks to bees, when Dr. Doolittle's talking to bees, he's going buzz, 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 buzz.
Yeah, let me try to talk to him. Buzz, buzz, buzz.
Yeah. So there's Stummins doing the buzz, buzz, buzz.
Yes.
Talking to the bees in Dolittle. There's some other stuff. I don't remember when this is from, but they say step away from the light, don't go towards the light.
Yeah.
They say something like that in this one.
That's when the bear drowns himself.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Which is similar to Plimpton after he's drowning in Dolittle 2020.
Yeah.
And Yoshi pulls him out. Don't go towards the light. I'm not going towards the light. There is no light. Versus Archie drowning. And we got a helicopter.
You know what? They really just use those real helicopters. The manual ones. They're pretty silent. Sorry. Just a lawnmower joke.
Yeah.
Speaking of mowing the lawn.
Yeah, I need to get out there.
You gotta get out there.
I gotta get out there. We had those rains, and it is...
yeah, I'm doing that today.
It's grown.
As well.
I gotta get out there.
What can I say about
Dr. Dolittle 2?
Oh, more comparisons. Is that it?
Yeah, that's all that I wrote down. I was trying to think if there were any just off the top of my head that were kind of similar. The animal narration stuff with Lucky.
Yeah.
That's in both Dr. Dolittle movies. It's also present in Dolittle 2020.
And Lucky is kind of similar to Polly.
Yep, where he's
in like character.
Yeah.
Like the right-hand man.
To Dolittle. Very much similar structure in that way. So which makes you question stuff like, oh, if they really were trying to make Dolittle 2020 like Dr. Dolittle and Dr. Dolittle 2, they were like, okay, we're going to insert this Polly narration now. It all got added in after the fact. Feels like it could be.
The first one had more direct comparisons.
Yeah, it definitely did. But the fact that there's enough of these references that are the same, like the fact that you're making references to The Godfather, to me that says we just watched Dr. Dolittle 2 and now we're trying to write Dolittle 2020. I don't think that these movies being 19 years apart, both pulling from The Godfather, like I feel like there has to be a similarity there.
I think that's all I gotta say about Dr. Dolittle 2.
Yeah,
Little.
It was rated PG, but there was since the plot was focused around getting bears to have sex, there's a lot more sex stuff. Yeah,
the sex stuff is always uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was more muted though.
Yeah,
it was more direct in Dr. Dolittle, whereas Dr. Dolittle 2, it's just that like the central plot is built around sex.
I'm gonna say it. Dr. Dolittle feels like it was for a kid audience more so.
Yep, I think that's true. I think that they
and the first one definitely.
It's the same writer. I don't think we mentioned that. Different director, same writer, or at least one of the writers is the same.
Well, I think when I get home today, I'm going to watch Collision Course.
Collision Course is good.
I do want to rewatch that.
I don't actually know if it's good.
I don't really remember.
I remember really liking it. Let me put it that way. It was cool.
I remember the point of that, like, there's a plot and then there's weird, like, inserts of Steve Irwin doing, like, Crocodile Hunter show.
It was cool. The premise was that it was like he was doing the Crocodile Hunter show and there's a group that was trying to, I can't remember now, something with an asteroid in the CIA or something. It was cool. Yeah.
Another thing is that Steve Irwin is very charismatic and everything.
He's good in this role. He was good in Collision Course, and he was good in Dr. Dolittle too.
Not necessarily a good actor, but he's someone you root for. What have you been up to?
Watching soccer. I haven't watched any movies that do not have Dolittle in the title in the month of June.
June Little.
It's June Little.
I watched Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah, Spider-Verse. Spideyverse.
It was really good.
Are there any rips?
No, I don't think so.
That's too bad.
Don't quote me on that. But I have like the same complaints as everyone. But it's not really a spoiler, but it's not something that it's kind of is.
Oh, okay. So you have to wait 20 years so that it's safe to talk about?
Yeah, right. when we're doing our Viewlittle podcast in 20 years,
Yeah, you'll be
off
able
of
to-
the new Dolittle movie that's has 6 O's.
Dolittle.
Robert Downey Jr. just died, and his wife is cashing in.
Susan Downey, Team Downey Productions.
This is a fully CGI archival photo.
It's actually called Dr. Boolittle.
It's like he would have wanted.
That'd be really good, actually.
No, it'd be really good. And it's completely using archival like audio.
Yes.
Like not even like AI like chat.
It's archival audio from every movie he's ever been in.
Yeah.
They recreate lines by using that. The premise is that Dr. Dolittle is not the only ghost, but also all animals are dead. So all the animals are ghosts as well. And he's the one who can talk to all the ghost animals.
No, the premise is they need someone to talk to animals, but that person died. So
So they use a Ouija board to
talk to
communicate
him,
to animals using the ghost Dr. Dolittle.
yeah, and he's unreliable because as a ghost he can't talk to animals like because they can't hear him. So it's really one-sided conversations.
Right. That'll be good. You know what else was good? Watching. I think that a triple feature would be the way to watch this.
That might,
Would that be too much?
I think it might be too much. But are you thinking like Dr. Dolittle, Dr. Dolittle 2?
That might be the way to break it up. I don't think you can do the Eddie Murphys back to back.
I think it
But
might
I
be
think
too
if you
much.
did Dr. Dolittle and then Dolittle and then Dr. Dolittle
Because
2,
the
if you
issue-
sandwich RDJ in the middle of these Eddie Murphy performances,
the issue with it is like that's such a sleep bomb that wherever you put it,
it is a sleep bomb. Yeah.
the energy just
I don't know that I will ever watch these Dr. Dolittle movies again,
no, I probably won't.
but they were fun.
Yeah, no, I really like them.
I'm glad that we visited them. I don't know if I've ever seen this one before.
I don't think I've ever seen this one. I don't remember any of it.
I think that my memories that I thought were Dr. Dolittle 2 were actually from Daddy Daycare.
That's really funny.
Because I remember like the outdoor picnic and stuff like that. And that was not in Dr. Dolittle's. So it must be from Daddy Daycare or something.
Well, it's still Eddie Murphy month, so we can still do another Eddie Murphy movie double feature.
Are there any with talking animals?
Probably not.
That's too bad.
We could do like a Pluto Nash.
I don't know what Pluto Nash is.
It's like a movie that almost killed his career. It was like a huge flop.
That's too bad.
But the point of it being that it relates to Dolittle by being the same type of movie.
Okay. So concludes the 25th anniversary of Dr. Dolittle and Dr. Dolittle 2, the 22nd anniversary.
What I've sort of taken away from this is we need to do more double features.
The double features are fun, but it's only because we get to watch something that's not Dolittle.
We get a little treat.
a little treat. It also gives us something more to talk about.
Yeah.
That isn't just Dolittle.
I mean, next week we're back to just talking about Dolittle. I, for one, am excited.
Next week is our 25th week. That's not really a milestone.
Wait, what are we waiting on? 52.
Wait, this week is week 25. No, this week is week 24.
But we're waiting on week 27.
We're waiting
No.
on
Week 26.
week 26. After week 26 is over, we'll be at halfway.
Well, week 26 is the halfway mark, right?
Right. The end
Yeah.
of it.
So 26 is the big.
Celebration.
We'll have to plan.
Does
something
week
for that.
26 also come out on July 4th? It'll be our colonialism special. I feel like that's an avenue of Dolittle that we can really juice.
Special.
Yeah.
So this week we're on week 23 right now.
We're on week 24, episode 23.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I'm not changing it.
I agreed to it, and then my pea brain can't. Yeah. So all you've been up to this week is watching soccer.
Yeah. I don't
Anything
think I
else?
really have anything else to share.
Let's see, what have I done? I've been playing Diablo 4. It's okay. I like it. I don't think it's great. I think it's just fine.
You've played all the other Diablos?
I have.
Rate it among the Diablos.
2, 4, 1, 3, probably. One's
Okay.
weird because it doesn't age very well, but it's arguably a better game than 3. And I think 2 is still the best one because it's the most freeform, and that's good. But 4 is the most modern, and it does a really good way of being very easy to play.
You know what I'm going to ask you now?
What?
Rate the Dr. Dolittle movies. Oh, I guess we have to wait. We haven't seen 1967 yet.
But I'll
rate
rate
the ones that we've seen.
Okay. Dr. Dolittle, Dr. Dolittle, Dolittle.
All right. I think that's correct.
I mean, I think there's more argument. Like, I feel like I might have enjoyed Dr. Dolittle 2 more. Parts of it made me laugh harder.
I think that I'm more likely... Okay, if I were not watching Dolittle 2020 once a week,
Right.
I would be more likely to revisit Dr. Dolittle 2 to pick up some of the one-liners,
Yeah.
to be able to reuse them because they're funny,
Yeah.
than I would be to rewatch Dolittle to pick up a one-liner to use because it's funny. Right? Like, I'm going to say, this is ridiculous. Animals can't organize.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that.
That is pretty funny.
And then I'm going to say, all over the world, animals are organizing. That's good.
That's
I
a
like
good
that.
line.
However, I don't know.
Dolittle's not a good movie. I think that's the... Dr. Dolittles are both better movies.
Yeah. Should we double check that? Let's see what the people say.
Okay, what metric do you want to use? I'll use the other one.
I was going to look at IMDb first and then
Okay.
go from there to Rotten Tomatoes.
I'll go around Tomato.
We'll start with
Dr. Dolittle?
Dr. Dolittle. We'll do it in release order. Dr. Dolittle on IMDb has a 5.4 out of 10 with 99,000 ratings. Dr. Dolittle 2 has a 4.7 out of 10 on IMDb with 46,000 ratings. Just regular Dolittle 2020 has this is going to be ridiculously high. Oh, it's a 5.6 out of 10 on 67,000 ratings.
All right, Dr. Dolittle has a 41% on Rotten Tomatoes with critics and a 35% audience score, which is wild to me. Dr. Dolittle 2 has a 42% critics and a 26% audience score.
What is wrong with people? We need to rate this movie. We need to review bomb these movies.
No, we don't.
I don't mean bomb. I mean like text bomb. You know what I
And
mean?
then Dolittle has a
You remember text
15%
bombs?
for the critics and a 76% for audience.
What is wrong with the audience?
I don't know.
Robert Downey Jr. is a menace. He's corrupted people's brains into giving him fake movie rankings. I'm actually impressed that IMDb had it as low as it had it, at only a 5.6. A 76% audience rating?
Not good.
No chance.
It's no good.
Especially when the Eddie Murphy movies had them as low as they did.
Yeah. A 26 versus a 76. That's fine. Wow.
Yeah. Get it together.
Anyway, my name is Finn, and your
I'm
name
Frank.
is Frank, and we can both find each other and contact each other at
viewlittle@gmail.com.
That's Dr. Viewlittle at gmail.com. You can also find us wherever you listen to podcasts.
And we have a YouTube channel, Speaking in Animals Productions, at Speaking in Animals.
And that one is always up to date. So
always
if
up
you
to date.
check it, and there's 10 episodes. That's right.
Yep. So the way it works is YouTube has a verification process that takes a while. So it takes like, I don't know, a month or so.
Yeah. It's like a month. it takes like a month or so. And then also sometimes the episodes, they just
appear.
They don't fit into the system, and we have to like send emails. And
Right. We have to ask YouTube, hey, can you please put this up?
I had to call YouTube himself. And
right. Hey, man. Listen, we really need this episode to go up on YouTube.
We're trying to get our 10 views here.
Yeah, we need our views here. We need our 10 views here. So be sure to subscribe on YouTube to let YouTube himself know that we...
I will say whatever is on the YouTube channel is canon. Everything else is legends.
Right. Yep, that's true. That's true. That's true.
It's no good.
Yay. Yay for 25 years of Dolittle. Eddie Murphy Dolittle. He's,
as far as I'm concerned, I'm the only human here.
What's a quote we've never used from Dolittle?
Have we used that one before?
I think so. We say it enough, I think.
Duck, 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 duck.
And we say that one all the time.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I thought surely I could sneak that one in.
Every time I watch it, I always think, "Oh, that's a good one. I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna log that one and bring that one up. That's a good quote. I'm gonna drop. And I can't remember it.
Well, I feel like all the ones I can remember we use all the time.
I know.
Buzz, buzz, buzz.
None of them are as good as. There are no qualms here. There are no qualms here. None of them are as good as that.
No. It's because it's a funny word.
It's a great word. Qualms is a great word. Is there a word in Dolittle 2020 that's as good as qualms from Dr. Dolittle 1998?
A word.
I think qualms is the best word used in
I
the
think
Dolittle
you're right.
legacy.
I think my favorite one-liner is the lieutenant being like,
yeah.
Well, it appears that Dr. Dolittle and the bear, have harnessed the whale.
Yeah. His parts are all really good.
You have a magnificent chin, sir.
He competes with the villains of Dolittle, of the Dr. Dolittle movies.
He does.
He competes with the villains in their quality of one-liners and quips.
All right. Well, I think that's all I got.
You've always been so kind.
I feel like we've used that.
I feel like we have to.
I don't know though. That might be. We never quote the Queen.
It's always difficult to say goodbye.
That's a good one.
That's a good one to end on. We should have used that before. Because what better quote to think about how we end our episodes?
I thought I had that one in my head this entire time, but I've been saving.
You've been saving it for the very last episode.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to.
And
Okay.
you just blew it.
Okay, I'll cut it out. I should actually cut it out. Because that's a really good final line of this show.
That is but you can't cut it out. It's been said. I'll always know.
It's difficult to say goodbye. Don't say that. Ooh.
You may call me Lady Rose.
Bye-bye. Wait.
No, I said wait.
Wait.
Hey.
Wait. You said wait.
Wait, we don't quote James a lot. Yeah, that's for
Haven't
the
we
best.
said every James wine, though?
We probably have. Who don't we quote? Your obsession with Dolittle can wait.
That speaks well to us as well. That's a line that I feel like, thinking about it now, the actor is speaking directly to us. Yeah. And then we're the ones going.
Your obsession with Dolittle.
Sirs, your obsession with Dolittle can wait. And then that's whenever we look at each other, and then we look at him, and we go,
I'm not obsessed with Dolittle.
You're obsessed with Dolittle. You're the one obsessing about my obsession with Dolittle. And then, yeah, we scoff.
I'm loath to admit it.
But dude is better off alive. Dolittle is better off alive. Luckily, we know where he's going.
Goodbye.
Bye.